Welcome back, friends. So here we are again ready with a new recipe of basket cake today. So you'll love this video, I know that. And we already made the vanilla cake base, the base, and this is a vanilla cake. So now we already uploaded that video of how to make a vanilla cake. So you can go and watch that video first, and then it will be easy for you to make vanilla base if you don't know about it. And if you know, then it's very good for you. But still, watch that video and then you'll get a clear idea about how to make a vanilla cake base. So now we're starting with the layers. I removed the first layer. I removed the upper layer of the cake, and then we had cut it into pieces. Pieces are divided into 3 layers so that it will be easy. Now we're taking the cake pieces, and we're about to keep it on the edge of the cream so that it will stick. Okay, so we took one layer and then we were able to keep it on the cream, just a small bit of cream, so that it sticks to it, the base sticks to it. Now we are pouring sugar syrup. Sugar syrup is easy to make. You will be able to make sugar syrup, that is just to boil the water and add sugar in it, and then it will be a true solution, sugar solution, isn't it? It will be a sugar solution. So now we poured sugar syrup so that our base would remain soft even after cutting the cake. If we did the icing, then also we'll be able to see how soft the cake would be. So please add sugar syrup to a large extent, then only the cake will be soft and it will melt when we will be eating it. It will melt in our mouth itself. So now we are taking cream. Just beat the cream first. Okay, so now we are taking the cream and applying it over the base to cover the whole surface. Now we are adding pineapple crush. We are using this pineapple crush. You can also use any pineapple crush available at your home or even from the market. That is also a nice option. So now we applied pineapple crush over the cream, and now again we are putting the other layer of the cake over it. I hope that you're getting a clear idea about how to make this. So now again we are doing the same steps, adding sugar syrup to a very large extent so that the cake gets fluffy, soft. Even when we try to eat it, it will melt in our mouth. The same feeling in every bit of this cake. That is what we want to happen, isn't it? Cakes are the most delicious sweet items. For dessert, it is the best option, and many people prefer it, isn't it? I know that many of you would also prefer the same. Cakes, vanilla cakes, chocolate cakes are very much good because it is also preferred by many people. Many of them like it, but fruit cake has its own position. And now we're applying cream over the base. We're continuing the same procedure, no change. This is onto the second layer, and after also applying the pineapple crush, we were able to put the third layer over the second layer, and then again adding the sugar syrup. Okay, so you also have to add sugar syrup onto all the layers. We did it with a spoon. See, isn't it? It must look wet, moist. It is important as it is a sponge, so the syrup will make it look moist, and that is what we need it to happen. Okay, so now we are applying cream. Now no need to add pineapple crush or anything else because now we are going to do the icing. As we are making basket cake, it is not necessary to do the icing to a very perfect sense. Perfect icing is not necessary here, not at all necessary. So just apply cream to what is just required. The basic requirements must be fulfilled here and nothing else. Apply the cream. What all is needed is just to cover the cake to extent that we will be able to put the design over this sides and its edges. Okay, that is just our requirement, our basic requirement, and we need to fulfill it. So now, to satisfy that basic requirement, we are just we're just applying the cream, simply applying the cream. Now we have taken a red color here. Okay, see, a little bit of red color changed this cream into pinkish, isn't it? See, as the cream has white color and we're applying a bit of red color into it, then after mixing, the same thing will happen. Adding white with red, it will give pink. Okay, but if you have pink directly, you can also do that. Now we are taking nozzle and a piping bag. So now we're taking the nozzle number 34 for making the basket design on the cake. This is the design will not be over the cake on the surface area. It will be not there. It will be on the lateral surface area. Okay. Okay, then you're putting the cream into the piping bag, and the nozzle uses nozzle number 34. This must be denoted. Okay, so here our main intention was to cover the cake with the cream and nothing else. No perfection was needed because now we are putting the basket design over the cake, and then you know that the perfection will already be there. Okay, no need for perfection over to the icing. It is now through this nozzle that we are going to do. So you have to make vertical lines through this nozzle using this nozzle. I hope that you're getting a clear idea of how to make this while seeing it. Okay, you have to make vertical lines, and then from the line, okay, you have to make some horizontal lines, making it like that, putting the design in this way. Okay, don't worry of the edges because it will be covered. So now again we are putting a vertical line using this nozzle and then a horizontal over to it. Okay, again putting a vertical line. Just notice that for making the basket cakes, the horizontal line must not be in the same column. It must change the rows. As you can see, then only it will give the design of a basket. See how nice finishing of the basket is coming. Halfway through the design also. It is just halfway of the design, and then also you can see how perfect it looks. If you will follow the same procedure, I'm damn sure that you will be able to make basket cake very easily with perfection. Okay, as I told you, why were we not covering the cake perfectly with the ice? Because now we are doing the basket cake procedure through the cream itself. So now using the cream, we are covering the cake's lateral surface area. As you can see, the surface is not covered, and I will tell you what to do next for covering the surface. Baskets are seen in the gardens, isn't it? And we fill those baskets with leaves or flowers, like those things. You can see the finishing of the cake, how wonderful it is. The basket design. Okay. Now, we are about to cover the upper surface. Okay, before that we are making a design at the bottom edges. Okay, so you can see this design, the borders. We are doing this with the use of nozzle number 7. Okay, we're doing this with the nozzle number 7, and you also use this nozzle, then only you'll get a clear idea of how to make the borders, and the design is good from this nozzle. In many of the cakes, design this bottom design is very common, and it looks nice, as we can see. Now we are moving on to the next step, that is to cover the upper surface of this basket cake. This is halfway finished. If we will be able to cover the upper surface of the cake, then only the cake will give its finishing, its perfection. So now I made a rose with the cream, and we're adding color. We're spraying the color over it. See, blue color. How beautiful the rose is looking. You can add any color onto the rose, isn't it? You may wonder, how can a rose be blue? You can add any colors because it's your imagination. It's just your creativity. Just show your creativity on the cake. That is the main purpose. Okay, we're making the rose using a rose Nalanda nozzle. I hope that you know what is the nozzle used for making the rose. Hence it is nozzle number 11. Again making the rose and then spraying color over it. This time we used red color. If you want, then in the piping bag itself you can mix color and then make the roses. That is also a good option. But if you have the colors, the spray colors, then it will be easy also, and it looks more nice. See, we made some other flowers, different types of flowers and roses with different colors, and it looks nice. Now to the area which is incomplete, which looks incomplete, isn't it? We have to fill that area between the roses, the gap. So now what will we be doing at this time? We're making the leaves. We know that many a times, many a times, actually the flowers are surrounded by grass, leaves, greenery most of the time. So now we are making leaves and grass, and then we will be covering the area, covering that area by making leaves. Just add those leaves, put those leaves onto the borders of the rose made here. As you can see, the number of the nozzle for making these leaves is nozzle number 15. Please notice this, observe this. So in this way you have to make the leaves so that it touches the body of the rose, and then only you'll be able to make your leaf stand, because it needs some support, right? When it needs support, it will move on through that. So now making those leaves onto the borders of the roses on its body to get its support, and then make it look stand. Now we took another nozzle, nozzle number 7. Okay, so now we're making grass to cover the remaining area. We're using a nozzle to make the grass portion. Making the grass in a go, you'll be able to make the grass because it is very easy to use this nozzle. Even if you don't have this nozzle, then also Simply you can make it through a piping bag. But it is better to use a nozzle because it gives finishing. Our basket cake is ready. It is filled with flowers and colors and greenery. It looks so nice. It's beauty. It is very adorable. I just love it. Just give it a try. Now, this is the most interesting part of making a cake, to cut the piece. Okay? So you can see, I took a piece out of the cake and now we are trying it. See how wonderful it looks. How amazing it will be to taste it. See the piece. Its bite. I love it. It is so nice.